Hello and welcome back to Rule the Waves 2. We are playing with Imperial Japan. It's 1939 and we are at war with Nazi Germany for the second time, not the French this time. The war is just beginning, there has been no battle yet, and as my main fleet, big parts of my fleet are mothballed or in reserve, I'm actually considered to be blockaded for now. We can see here Northeast Asia. I'm currently only having these ships in active service. So the first thing we are going to do is to mobilize the fleet, and that should solve it at least in the next turn. They're at active service now. The other thing is we need to check on the German fleet, because we see here our tonnage is a little higher with 11 battleships, but while I'm building 3 and they are only building 2, they will actually not just close the gap, but have more tonnage than me. So I need to check what they are currently building. And they build those 2 battleships, around 40,000 tons. The only issue is I'm not sure whether that's necessarily accurate until the ships are finished, and the ships I'm building are bigger than those, not by far, but they are bigger, and still according to the data they will have a higher tonnage. So I guess those informations might be wrong, and if we check here, they actually have a dock size of basically 70,000 tons, whereas I can only have one of 58,000. So in theory they could build ships more than 10,000 tons heavier than I have, and in terms of battleship that is a decisive difference. So I will have to focus on both expanding dock size and creating bigger ships as fast as I humanly can. The other thing is my budget is really constrained, and I see that one of the huge parts of the money I'm spending currently is on naval aircraft. So I will, despite having war, I will reduce the aircraft, I think, because I just need the money. And the other thing is, I think I have too many aircraft carriers. Honestly, I don't know yet whether moving planes into reserve saves their experience rating, but I guess it doesn't, or saves money, because those all are poor, I think, because the ships are in reserve or mothballed. Everything good here? How are you? So in this regard we need to check where we can save money, and having seen that my carrier air force is by far the biggest, I don't think I actually need that many. So I'm almost tempted to scrap them right away, but I guess I'll leave them where they are. But those here will be sent to Southeast Asia. No, I actually don't need a strong fleet in Southeast Asia this time. The issue is I don't have any bases close to them, and they don't have any bases close to me. So the only thing we can fight about is if they send ships to me, which the current intel review tells me they have done. According to that, they have 1 battleship and 3 light cruisers in Northeast Asia. I have no idea whether that's necessarily true, but I guess it's at least pretty close. And I guess most of the war will concentrate on trade warfare and sinking ships, commerce raiding, and on doing battles like this. I could try to send a fleet to Europe myself, but the basing I have there is 12, as I don't have any base. They will already have land-based air power. I don't think it's that strong in 39 yet, but do I really want to test it? And the other issue is when they run out of fuel, the ships will get interned in neutral ports. So the ships are lost until the end of the war. And I will get them back at that point. Maybe not if the nation joins the war, but I don't think the game models that they are interned in a specific nation. So I should get them back anyways. But I don't see a point in risking that, sending troops here, so that war will be rather awkward. On the other hand, that will also mean that I won't have that many problems, or at least I think I shouldn't have that many problems. So let's first think about trade protection. We need 23 ships. The number of my destroyers is getting really, a lot of them are getting obsolete, and I have a huge number. So I can easily take those older ones and put them in service to protect trade. The good thing is they also are the ones with strongest anti-submarine capabilities, and they have minesweeping capabilities. So in this regard, they should do a pretty decent job. Okay, let's look for trade. What I could also do is send ships on commerce raiding, and obviously battle cruisers are almost predetermined for this role. I either have the old Asama or the two newer Fuji ones. Asama is better armed, probably better armored too. The design itself is really old. Yeah, the armor is pretty old, pretty bad. And I think the ship is kind of useless pretty soon. Let me see if how I could rebuild it as an aircraft carrier, because it's pretty fast, and in that regard it might be worth thinking about it. It could house how many planes? 55. That's actually pretty attractive, and the rebuilding costs are not. Wait, that it wasn't a rebuild update. Yeah, that's how I need to do it. Okay, let's check here. I think it's probably a pretty cheap and effective design if I use it. Yeah, 47 planes. I could carry 47 planes. And for a cost of only 1.7 billion, so I shouldn't necessarily waste it or consider it to be completely useless. But I need somebody to do commerce raiding, and I don't think I want to use my new anti-aircraft cruisers for that. You ask why nations send lonely ships for convoy raiding. It's far more easy to supply a single ship. A convoy raider isn't supposed to fight enemy warships, slug it out with an enemy battleship or an enemy fleet, but his sole role is to hunt down commerce ships, freighters, tankers, and so on. And for that, one ship is more than enough, because they are slower and they don't have armor, they don't have firepower to fight back. So one ship is enough. One ship can be far more easily be hidden, and it can be supplied far more easy. So in this regard, usually single ships were used. There were some occasions where it was different, yes, but those were usually then battleships like Scharnhorst and Gneisenau together, or initially Bismarck and Prinzow and Admiral Hipper. But those were meant to be able to attack a heavily defended convoy, and this takes a huge risk on side of for the commerce raiding ships as well. So usually commerce raiding is just effective with fuel efficient ships with long range that are fast enough. So cruisers are ideal for that, and a single cruiser is more than enough, because if you send 3 cruisers together, if they stay together, they won't sink a single additional civilian ship usually, while at the same time more ships are at risk, more fuel has to be brought, etc. Germany didn't have that many cruisers, and it did send its cruisers. So the Panzerschiffe, which were later reclassified as cruisers, and that's a whole different story whether they are battle cruisers, battleships, or cruisers. They had cruiser armor, battleship speed, small battleship guns, but were classified as cruiser, and according to the Washington Naval Treaty they would have been battleships. So I guess battle cruiser is actually a pretty accurate description, but those were used. And the Hipper class was used as well, if I remember correctly, but Germany had the Royal Navy up front, so the battleships were initially used for that offensively, but the majority of the surface commerce raiding was done by auxiliary merchant cruisers. We have them here in the game too. They are basically armed merchant cruisers or auxiliary cruisers. They are basically civilian ships, freighters, that are just where you just bolt some guns on top. And the British used them for defense as well, mostly for defense, because their opponent's trade was usually either under air cover or already pushed out of the seas. But for the British used passenger ships, whereas Germany used mostly freighters. Freighters have the huge advantage that their range is extremely high in comparison to other ships, but they are fairly slow. We see it here represented too with just 14 knots. You would take a faster freighter, which is hopefully then like 2 or 3 knots faster, but it won't be that different. And those were used extensively for the same reason. They can operate independently. It's very easy to supply them in comparison because they need less. It's just one, and they are very well hidden. If you run a foreign flag, or if you run no flag at all, they aren't easy to identify. In an area where there are many freighters, one more freighter doesn't raise any eyebrows, but suddenly they can surprise an enemy freighter, and they're used for that way. So in this regard, cruisers were basically the commerce raider and were mostly used for that. Battleships, you would only use battleships if you expect to find armed opposition that you want to be able to overpower. Here I have the issue that I have old battle cruisers, or just one left. The others are already converted to aircraft carriers, but I have only one left, and those are completely new. I mean, they are just finished. They're just my new light cruisers, and they only have 5-inch guns and only 12 of them. So any heavy cruiser can outgun them. They are only 31 knots. And we can actually check, that would actually be worth a try. We can check how fast their heavy ships are. So heavy cruisers are 29 knots, 30 knots, 29, and their light cruisers are, their light cruisers are pretty equal. Okay, so we could actually use them. Do they have faster battleships? No, they don't. So we can outrun almost everything, but if you see it here, if we face one of those 30-knot ships, we'll have trouble very soon. So which one to... I usually use just old cruisers for that, but in this game now we've scrapped the majority of our old ships, except for some battleships while we're building new ones. So I'm actually pretty strapped when it comes to the ships I am supposed to use. Yeah, and I'm still facing the trouble of not knowing which ships to actually use for which ships to decommission or put into reserve, because I'm running out of money this extremely fast and I really need those new battleships. It's not really a choice. And here, and here are the other battle cruisers. I almost forgot that I was ordering for modernization. That's why I only have 3. Okay, I guess we need to halt production of the new battleships then and finish those, because it's better to have the new ships faster. And I guess we can use the light carriers. What are the oldest ones? Okay, they are modernized again. I honestly have no idea what the doctrine here says about light carriers, but let's just try it. To use them as radars. We send one to the... Should I send them to the Mediterranean? One to West Africa at least. We send one to the Indian Ocean. To the US West Coast. And yeah, let's send one in the Mediterranean. They're probably going to get sunk with only 28 knots. Yeah, that's actually highly risky because as we've seen, every single one of their cruisers is faster, so they can't outrun them. And I have my doubts that I'm able to sink any attacking cruiser fast enough. But let's try it anyways. The other thing I could do is build submarines. I have a decent number of them, and a good number of them is quite modern, but I'm running out of money, so that's actually pretty problematic. But what I can definitely do is just use as many of them in trade protection as possible. Just make sure I hardly lose any ships. Oh wait, I need some destroyers for offensive fighting as well. Active fleet. Those are active fleet as well. So let's put them into trade protection. And you can use cruisers to hunt down enemy radars, but I don't think that's a great idea. What we could actually try this time is actually build armed merchant cruisers. I usually don't like them that much because in the end it's money you spend. They cost 520 million, and in the end they are sold off. No, that's incidental cost, and then comes the overall cost, the building cost. So it's 4 billion for a ship that will be sold off for a fraction of that price at the end of the war. No, I'm not going to build some. Let's just see how it develops and what I'm going to need to. Because I don't think there will be lots of war here. Lots of fighting. Okay, let's check. A new torpedo bomber. Faster, significantly faster, less range though. Higher firepower, lower toughness. No, I think this Mitsubishi Susa is better. It's slower, but it's more powerful. Our submarine has torpedoed and damaged a German CA. That's good. Our flying boats have sunk 2 enemy submarines. Perfect. 1 corvette is lost. Friendly from trade warfare. So I'm in this regard it was good. I lost 1, they lost 2. Perfect. Operation of our ally. Oh yeah, the Italians are fighting the war too. I have no idea whether I can actually send ships there and base them at my allies. I actually don't know that. I could look into the manual. Yeah, let's take a quick glance. Even though it's probably not the best for an AAR or a stream to check it. Let's just use the search function. Allies. Allies, yeah. Having an allies with another nation is very good, yeah, of course. Shift your side in battles. Potential disadvantage, yeah, might be embroiled. Will not be revoked during war. Separate peace if tension goes high enough. I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything. Does it just, Allied bases and coastal battery will also be present. That doesn't mean it's I have a chance. I don't think I have a chance of basing it there. I see you haven't seen a game with a manual yet. Well, that was the norm. I remember receiving manuals as thick as books in like the 90s when I played on my Amiga. But if you check nowadays, they often still have manuals. they are just hidden somewhere in the data files. Just look on your hard drive. Many games still come with manuals. You usually don't need them because they are designed very intuitive nowadays and have tool tips and all of these things, which this game doesn't offer in the same way. I mean, you have tool tips here, but not to this degree. And I wanted to increase the dock size before I forget it. Okay. What are we facing? Do they still have battleships here? No, only 2 light cruisers. Well, let's see whether I can sink one of them. Condenser trouble, okay. Okay, better AA. A new fighter is being offered. 39, so it's newer, that sounds good. Faster, more range, already sold. Maneuverability as high, toughness as high, firepower far higher. Perfect, let's take it. And again, more victory points. Okay, my submarines now suddenly cause hardship. Okay, I don't complain. They are still a little out, but in 2 months I'll be done with them. I think I should send ships to the Mediterranean or somewhere there. 7-inch guns, I don't think I use any. No. I need to have as few planes as possible and as many as necessary. I guess that's the best formula regarding the insane price. And a new medium bomber, far more modern too, faster, not higher range. Okay. Firepower the same, maneuverability, toughness the same, far better bomb load though. Torpedo M, what does M mean? I guess it might have. Oh well, let's take it. Range is lower though, but I think, at least if I understand that. Oh god, one of my new light cruisers lost. Okay, the Germans have sunk large ocean liner, and again more victory points and more hardship. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, I wanted to check doctrine. Okay. Oh yeah, planes. I think you can have several of them in use, and then you need, to put them obsolete. And then I could choose to base that medium bomber in this base and that medium bomber in this base. To be honest though, currently I'm just mostly just moving ahead, not doing that much at all. Just trying to, that they don't become completely obsolete, but we're seeing the dive bomber. No, I got a new dive bomber already. Okay. Flying boat, float plane scout. I could use a new, no, fighter is already requested, okay. I did that in the last episode. So we have the Azuma has been reconstructed, and the Tokiwa as well. And I get more money, very good. And I've lost a battleship, damn it. As long as it isn't the Tosa, that's very important. And another light cruiser lost. That's really problematic. But we see the carrier works as a commerce radar. So in this regard, that might actually be useful. Okay, enemy coastal raid, unexpected battle. Okay. For the area, of course they should attack enemy fleet. Usually you can decline battle, but I guess as this is considered an unexpected battle, I can't. Thing is, no, but where are they? Will I face them anytime soon? Why don't my planes spot anything? Yeah, strike. Japan main force. Cap. Show air formations. Okay, I have no idea. As usually. Oh, and it's at night, so it would be useless anyways. Fires at land target, so somebody is closing in here. Let's increase the speed then and race back. Yeah, there it is. One battle cruiser according to the identification. Well, what are my plates doing? Wait. I can order a strike, no? No, I can't. I have no idea why. Again. Mission none. Unready. Why are they unready? I have no idea. I have to check in the end whether they actually did some fighting or not. But this got a whole lot more complicated. I initially didn't like this much, this here, too much, because I think that isn't really well designed in a way that it's enjoyable for me. Might be a great design in general, but it's too often things are happening that I don't understand. So while I might just be lacking the deeper understanding of the engine, it can be rather frustrating, and it's time consuming, and I hate it when I'm in a battle where nothing happens for a long time. And if the guns are shooting fairly slow, so you're tempted to increase the speed, but if you do and you don't change course fast enough, then your ships will go in a straight line and be torpedoed and sunk. So yeah, they have 9 6-inch guns. That's not good. Yep, both of them. I faced 2 light cruisers in my one, who has 12 5-inch and the same armor. Not an armor that can really withstand them. But I think it might have radar, so I might have a small advantage here. Yep, and at least the Nuremberg was already hit. So let's try to see what I can do. And the next cruiser hit. Well, that's actually not developing this badly. Okay, now mine is getting hit. Should probably not close in this fast. Okay, how healthy is it? Good thing is, okay, it already got flooding. The good thing is, if I react fast enough, and I'm able to send them to port, which isn't that far off, then the ship is saved, whereas they can't do that. And we see a lot of hits on the current class. So he should have some problems. Yeah, 1 turret is taken out, though only temporary, unfortunately. Is it? Actually, I'm still okay, so let's speed up again. Oh, its top speed is now reduced to 23, so it got a decent battering. But I think the damage I did on the cruiser should at least even out to some degree the points, the victory points I might lose. Yeah, I don't see a point in chasing them, so let's just go back. Time-lapsed, okay. Well, how about the planes would strike something? I can't, for whatever reason. Okay, so there are some flying and returning. Recon naval strike, 4 naval strikes out. Well, that isn't that bad. So maybe they will do some damage. And I've spotted a submarine? God damn it. Well, let's send them to port. Just wait out the battle and hope that the bombers will do some damage. Approaching enemy ships. Okay. So I finally got a naval strike. Oh, this is now a naval strike. Okay. If no aircraft hit, no aircraft hit, no aircraft hit. Okay. What's happening next? Enemy ship unsighted. Ooh, I got a torpedo hit. Nice. That's nice. So it actually did work, at least from the land-based aviation. That's nice. And a little luck, it was damaged enough by the gun battle before. So it sunk. And it did. And the other one was heavily damaged. Too bad my ships... too bad my cruiser was damaged to a degree that I couldn't chase them anymore. Okay. So I guess that was okay. One cruiser less. Oh, enemy minor victory. Yeah, because they bombed a land target. I should have checked that and probably just stayed close to the target. But I didn't really understand that it's about a land target. So yeah. Next battle cruiser is done. No, we don't give money to the army. I mean, I should probably, because I can't currently select a force a naval battle in any ways. Okay, we already took one of the private designs, but let's check the other ones too, and that sounds like good. It's just slightly slower, but much higher range. Higher firepower, good maneuverability, good toughness. Okay. Our submarine was sunk. Okay, and sunk an enemy AMC. Lost another one of theirs sunk. I was hit by a mine. Okay, well, at least not sunk. Okay, still being in my favor, and I need to resume construction of them. Okay, let's check the rebuilt battle cruisers. Those were these here. Okay. I think the design is pretty solid. A lot of AA. I mean, the armor is weak. It's a classic battle cruiser, and one that I didn't design. That was designed by the game at the start. So I could say designed by my predecessor. And they are still running on coal, which is an advantage to some degree, as first the conversion was cheaper, and then secondly that also means that the ship will never be affected by an embargo or a blockade, as I don't have my own oil. So in this regard, I guess it's okay. Thing is though, oh yeah, how do I upgrade the type? Change number, change name, change role? No, because I've seen, like, it said ships in planes in service, and it had a vast number of different fighters that were considered to be in service. Okay, let's check. This is more maneuverable, this is tougher. Speed is basically equal. Range is a little higher though. What means dev? I guess it's in development or something. It's let's take that out. I don't want that huge a number of different planes, and let's start the next competition for float plane scout, and I think it should be reliable, so it's not being stuck on the catapult like in the Battle of Midway when I need it. Okay. Suiho is in the yard. The Italians want to buy improved quadruple turrets. Yeah, let's sell them. Enemy ship sunk a DD, one of our DDs. We've sunk 2 of their submarines. Another mine hit. God damn it. But again, more victory points. And Germany isn't happy. Okay, convoy defense, let's hope. Okay, Germany declines battle, even better. So no battle but victory points. And now I'm in the lead. Very good. Okay. Ship construction moving ahead, but still far too slow. My expenses are far too high. But I don't think I can currently take out any units. It's just not possible that I change the setup within, that I disband units within the war, in the war itself. So what is a Tokai and what is a Raiden? I need to check. So none of them have the new one, because I guess it's still in development. How about the Susai torpedo bomber? That is in service. Torpedo bomber, Susai. Yeah, okay, so they have replaced all the Autobots. Okay, I guess that's bearable then. And obviously it isn't possible to just start aircraft production overnight. It needs some time to set up the tools, to prepare everything and so on. Okay, send out feelers, negotiate repeat without, that sounds good. Prestige, no. Let's do this. Okay, so no peace yet. But there will be peace. Okay, yeah, this is the way they come into service. Now they have a little more. Yeah, they've got 2 commerce raiders, and that's for what I actually should use my my battle cruisers, at least a few of them. If I put them into trade protection, I think they're used to hunt down enemy commerce raiders. Okay, so that is a screen for the Carrier Division 2, which should be that one here. Yes, that one is Carrier Division 8. Support for battleship, nope. I want you to stay close to Carrier Division, what was it, 2, I think. Oh, I can't, because it's considered to be, okay. It's considered support for the battleship, I guess it's okay there. I guess it's part of the main force and not of the carrier force, and so I can't combine them. Okay. Battle Division 5 and Battle Division 12, they should follow those ones. Support, yeah, turned over to AI. That I guess is Scout, yes. Let's let it control by the AI as well. Okay, now let's check something. Handle cap and recon. That sounds not too bad, no? Right? 300 miles, cap medium. Yeah, let's try that one. Error in check, okay. That sounds like a bug. No idea what it will mean. But wait, they are no longer automatically controlled. Ah, it's one of those. So I guess I ordered them to follow a unit. Yeah, those are 2 battle divisions that are basically sitting on top of each other, and I haven't seen them at first. So that one is following 5, and that one was also following 5, and obviously that doesn't work because it needs to follow 12 then. And core means it should go behind it. At least that's what I intended to do. Let's see what they're doing. But it looks like a decent naval battle. Oh, night is coming. Damn it. Okay, so when night is coming, how long will the battle last? 1000. Should I send them back to port? I honestly don't really want them to be... I don't have any clue about whom I'm going to face. Probably just cruisers. But the cruisers should still be able to crush my carriers if they face them at night. So why not send my carriers back to port? Doesn't seem to make any sense to risk them. Okay, which one this is? Okay, that's... that one is stopped. It's no longer AI. But we'll go back to the port as well. Yes. I should enter, yes. I don't know whether that's wise because I'm not... Okay. Yeah. Where is that KE? Why don't I see it? I think that blue dot should mean... Yeah, there was actually a carrier spotted, course northeast. At 14:11. Wait. What is the time? 9 minutes ago. Course northeast. So they should basically come my way, if I'm lucky. Well, facing their carriers at night, that would be nice. Where are they going? What the? What the? What are they doing? Follow? Yeah, and carrier battle division is here. That's 5. Where are you going? This is one of those things. Why I don't like this mode. I mean, it is supposed to represent reality to some degree. So there are occasionally you have like a missed command and they are doing something wrong, which it is supposed to do, and which is, again, why does it turn south? Here is the battleship division. I have no idea, and I hate that. I honestly hate that, because it seems like a design flaw and not as to be intended. I don't have a problem when it says whatever, like let's say Destroyer Division 1 misunderstood command. That is perfect. I mean, that's historically accurate, that in the heat of battle a division understands the command, doesn't understand the command and turns starboard instead of port. But why would they just... where are they going? Because I said yes all. Are they now going back? Let's just play it out. I want to see that. Are they just all running for the harbor now? Almost looks like it. Yeah, I think they are aiming for the harbor. They would have gone perfectly into the harbor. God damn it. And I guess I can't abort this unless I manually control them completely. My understanding so far was always that when I say yes to all, it just means every ship that is running in this direction. But I have never ordered those. Oh well, I guess a wasted battle. and as radios apparently don't really exist, and the fog of war is always working in for my disadvantage, it's always highly unlikely that I actually find the enemy fleet. And now I only have 3 battleships, or I could manually control several fleets. Well, at least they have 3 anti-aircraft cruisers with them. And I don't think I'll face a lot of battleships here. At least I hope so. Okay, I shouldn't have sent them back because 1000, it's still, we are only at 800 now, so I could have easily used the carriers for a strike. Well, I guess that won't work this time. Yeah, let's end the... So they had 1 light cruiser, that was all. And I was out with 8 battleships. Okay. And they sank 2 corvettes, so they had a marginal victory. Okay. I'm going to need new corvettes. At least someone in the future has to have more than enough destroyers to make up for the numbers. A new dive bomber is being offered. Faster, far lower range. Same toughness, not heavier bomb rate. No, no thanks. Our flying boats have sunk an enemy submarine, that's good. Japanese radar sinks 2 merchant ships. Yeah, I need to check them and send them out again. I think some of them have returned. I don't know. Okay, and I wanted to use the battle cruisers. At least some of them. Yeah, let's use those 3 rebuilt ones for trade protection as well. I mean, in theory, in reality, it would mean I put them into harm's way for both mines and submarines. And I guess I will, but I'll see. I'll just see. And that war is rather boring. Because there won't be any big battles due to the distance. Okay, the new fighter is ready. And 1 AMC is sunk. 1 DD has been sunk, and I sunk 2 more. Okay. German population won't be happy. Okay. 1 destroyer, and I will face cruiser, a light cruiser and destroyers according to the preview. Not good. Another such thing I don't really understand. So sometimes I can basically give orders right away. Okay, and this time it took me I don't know how many minutes. Probably in game terms half an hour. Wait, slow down. Why did they stop? Was something spotted? No. Okay, they will probably go how many knots? 8? 6? Oh no, let's try with 6. Okay, they're faster now. Then let's go to 8. So I don't have to... Okay, so I don't have to send them manually control the course all the time, because I haven't found out, and I don't think there is a follow order, especially with such a fleet. Neither with an enemy fleet nor with an allied fleet is a follow order possible. So yeah. But as they haven't found my ships, the battle is already over, and I gain 1000 victory points, which is like a very weird system. This was considered to be a glorious victory because my ships didn't find their ships. Good? Okay, glorious. New 8-inch guns, better ones. New float plane prototypes. Okay, so range is 233. That's by far the longest range. He's even the fastest. On basically tight. Maneuverability isn't that high, but it's supposed to be a scout, so in that regard that seems like a very good choice. Okay, one cruiser down, very nice. Let's see, ship sunk. Ship sunk here. From 25. 8-inch guns. They even have 9-10-inch guns. Okay, that's a pretty strong build. Okay, but they're about to have a revolution if they don't end the war soon. Whereas my unrest is basically non-existent. Missile technology. Okay. Yeah, but from what I read, that's irrelevant as it isn't implemented into the game yet. I lost a DD. Germans sunk a neutral ship. It's good. They gained more points this time. Okay. Research. When I have missile technology, but I can't build missiles, it seems to be wise to set it at low priority. Yeah. Wait, where is radar technology? That should be, yeah, there it is. Let's put that on high too. Lighter than air. Low. If it isn't at the top of the research yet, there's no point in researching Zeppelins if I don't use them. Okay. Yeah, let's say that. More unrest in Germany. Higher maximum carrier size. I lose 1 DD. One of my battleships is luckily only damaged. I sink one of there. Why did I lose 5 submarines? God damn it. I need to build new submarines really soon. Convoy defense. Enemy forces, 2 light cruisers, 1 light carrier. Okay. And of course I'm only having destroyers. Unknown ship sighted. Okay, now it's getting interesting. Light cruiser of the Nymph class. Which DDs are those? Ah, new ones. 8 5-inch guns, which is a pretty nice armament, and he probably only has 6-inch, if at all. Yeah, 4 6. God damn it, that's a really old one. So he has 4 6-inch guns on one ship, and I have 8 5-inch on 5. Okay, I guess I shouldn't complain this time. At least if I'm able to use them. So let's close in and make him pay in case more are coming. And even if he's lucky and sinks one of my cruisers, yeah, one of my destroyers. Oh, that is supposed to be radar, I guess. Why? Okay, why doesn't it? I guess one of the ships is damaged. That's why it's not going faster. Yeah. Can I detach it? Yeah, that was possible, right? Okay. Detach. Okay. Now go max speed and charge in. That's nice. Now if radar. Yeah. And thanks to me not understanding the system and them not charging in fast enough, I already lost transport, which is very bad for victory points. Okay, now let's go and sink him, please. Guys, if possible. Okay, now I could probably torpedo. No, I don't know, because it's not identified yet, I guess. Well, at least that's a lot of hits. Yeah. That should hurt him. He's already getting slower. Perfect. Yeah. That one will go down. Okay, can we torpedo now, please? Yes, we can. High hit probability. Oops. Perfect. Okay. So I lost one troop ship but sunk a light cruiser. A major victory. According to how boring this war is so far. I guess it all went fine. New docks completed, perfect. And a more modern version of my level bomber. Very good. One sub down. And one of my light carriers is now interned, but that's okay. I'll get him back at the end of the war. Well, let's use those for raiding as well. Let's actually do it very boldly and send it one to Northern Europe. Which one was interned? Mediterranean West, I guess the one at the east coast. Okay, Northern West Africa. I have no idea how long they can operate there, but we'll see. The good thing is when they are interned, I don't lose them and I don't lose victory points, so I just lose the ship to use the ship for now. But as I basically have too many ships for my benefit, I think that's not the worst that can happen. I sunk one of their corvettes, one of my destroyers is going down, and one of my light cruisers is returned. Okay. Enemy coastal raid. Now they have one heavy cruiser and two light cruisers. I only have one light. Okay. Let's see. Usually the game lets the fleet start in a way that you have a good chance to meet the enemy fleet if you just continue the way you are. Thing is though, now it didn't work. Question is he going for something in Busan? Or is he going, I don't know, Sasebo? Well, let's try Busan. Okay, so far nothing. And no sighting from what I see. So they could be anywhere. Another part of the game design which might make sense in itself, but is rather boring if you don't find the enemy at all. Of course that happened all the time in real naval warfare. But should I really as a player spend my time on trying that? I don't know. But I'm complaining all the time, but I'm still playing it. Because after all, that part here, that is the one I really enjoy. The political decisions, which area of shipbuilding to focus and so on. That is so good. Okay, one of my carriers, luckily only damaged. Convoy defense. Okay, German Navy declines battle, perfect. Yeah, I should have accepted it. Didn't want to lose prestige. Flying boat. Faster, longer range, heavier bomb. Same bomb load basically. Oh, let's take it. Okay, another ship torpedoed. And my Hamas raiders at least sink some of them. Cruiser action. Off my coast, no idea whether or not that means they're actually closing in. Whether or not I'm actually facing these numbers, probably not. I have 2 light cruisers. Oh wait. Yeah, but where? Where is a DD hit? If I understand, no, those are minefields. Okay. And that one is a fleet I know about. But the thing is, I'm using destroyers for convoy duty as well. Okay, so southwest. It should be here then. Well, let's see. Wait, southwest is, yeah, so I'm southwest of them now. So let's see whether or not I can actually, perfect, there it is. And it's a radar contact again. God damn it. I have to admit, I start to like my radar. Okay, I need to change course. He might have launched torpedoes by now. I think I was well in the arcs of a swivel mount. 4 6-inch guns, one of the old designs once more. 4 above water torpedo tubes. So as I expected, he would be able to launch some if he wanted. Only 1-inch belt, that ship is a joke. Even with my AA cruisers, I can easily take them out. Yeah, that one should go down really. No, it's already going down. Okay. And I lost a submarine for whatever reason. But I mean, submarines occasionally went down. Even without facing an enemy, it's still a very dangerous job to do in the end. Okay, I'm somewhat in the positive. I had a little surplus. Okay, German fighter Heinkel 120. Top speed 200. 190 range. Okay, 200, 190 range. Okay, damaged. 200, 190 range. And the Italians do something as well. Perfect. Okay, let's see my fighter. 200, 190 range, so mine fighter are far superior. That one is obsolete now. Torpedo bombers from 38. I don't think I need urgently a new one yet. Better invasions, perfect. Again, submarines damage one. Total ASW. Should probably just order more of my destroyers to do trade protection. Okay, strikes and anti-war demonstrations. I could invest in the army there, but the problem is I don't get the money back. Fire control radar. No, oh, that's nice. So my ships will soon be possible as soon as they're installed. Probably not with a high accuracy, but I'll be able to shoot at night. That's really nice. Okay, now let's see. Oops, that's the wrong one. Only one destroyer. Not too good. Even if we are facing not that many at once. And let's see. Need to wait until I can change course. Ah, there they come. Okay, I am facing a light cruiser in my one destroyer. Well, you never can accuse the Japanese of having no balls. And it's one of their modern light cruisers. 9 6-inch guns. Ooh. And it's already being shot to pieces. God damn it. Doesn't really sound like a great idea to shoot torpedoes here. Thing is, if I am... it's daylight. I can't possibly win against that one. The problem then is if he actually goes in here, he could sink all of them, and that would give them so many victory points. Need to try to torpedo him before their ships. It's already at 74%. High. Well, let's hope he's right. Oh, damn it. Okay, that was the only ship I could control, so now it's out of my hands. Let's just increase the speed and wait it out. Nothing more I can do here, because I don't think I can in any ways take control over units like this. At least I haven't found out yet. Status, yeah. Frustrating part of the game when you're facing opponents you can't choose and your ships are vastly inferior. Even if you had better ships, you can't use them. The time is still running. I don't know why it's so slow. Can I do it ultra fast? I can. Okay. Need to wait it out. But at least I don't get reports of ships being sunk, so they haven't found my transports yet. Okay, one destroyer sunk. And I have a major victory because he failed to sink any transport ships. That's positive. A positive outcome. I can afford a destroyer. Most of them are old anyways. So I guess that was good. Improved alloys. Yeah, let's sell the Italians some more. Messerschmitt 131, 282. Okay, that's becoming fast now. 231 nautical miles. 282, 231. .282, 231, yeah, so theirs are a little faster. My range is higher, because I think higher range means they are more versatile in use. Beta AA, very good. Use of AP bombs, okay. Nope. Submarine has sunk one of their destroyers. Fortunately, their commerce radars are pretty effective, but I mean, he's under blockade. His people are rioting, not mine. What was it with AP bombs? Can I select them somewhere? No. I guess that's just something they do automatically. Flying boat. Medium bomber. That one was a higher range from 1940. Is this one? Let's keep it this way. Okay. Yeah, let's accept the prestige hit. Because this war here is like pretty useless for me. Okay. Yeah, Japan is for me the most interesting nation. I actually even wrote my thesis about the Japanese naval rearmament. So being able to play them was very nice, and this one I started in 1920 because I wanted to play with the limitations of the naval treaty. This is a big disadvantage of the game in my book, that the naval treaties don't reflect the actual treaty in this regard, that they force you to scrap existing ships and by limiting the overall size and so on and so forth, like they did in reality. Right now, rebuilding ships in my book is basically unnecessary. I mean, you can, like, let's take this here, let's take an unmodernized ship. I have very small ones because there was a second naval treaty after the first Japanese-French war, which limited the size to 18,000 tons and 12-inch guns. But if we take this battle cruiser and I want to rebuild it, okay, it has oil fired already, but there are some ships that is coal fired. Now I only have 12-inch guns. If I do this, change to oil, the price is so high, and then you add on AA and you add new directors and you change something here and something there, and suddenly the rebuilding price is a third of a new one, but the new one has 4 inches additional armor, is 5 knots faster, and has 3-inch additional caliber for the guns. So it doesn't make that much sense, and I like the rebuilding part. I like the shipbuilding, the ship designer. I think it's probably not perfect, but the basic idea I like a lot. And by playing the game normally, it isn't used to its full extent, because I really enjoy the rebuilding part. So in that regard, I think the 1920 start is more interesting, because you're forced to change your... Oh god, I'm running out of money, because you're forced to change so many things. Okay, now I need to really choose what to do. Open design for rebuild. Can I add more AA? I can. More K guns. Okay. That should be more than enough. They don't really need AA. Okay, whatever. They could be dual purpose. How much would it increase the price? Barely any at all. Okay. So yeah, let's just put it like this. It's 45 million, I guess. Yeah, it's such random factor. What is it here? Oil fueling is available. Displacement needs to be at least 900 for 4K guns. Okay. Rebuilding in my book, the only thing it really makes sense when you don't have a naval treaty to rebuild is take the ships and put on new fire directors. That only takes 4 months, is pretty cheap, and that'll mean that the ships you are using and that you will continue using while you build the current ships will, at least with the guns they have, been more effective. But even rebarreling, if you have a -1 gun and you could switch to a 0 gun, which is a huge buff, I think it takes, I don't know in the new version now in Rule the Waves 2, I think it was 12 months before, and it's like 8 months. 8 months and a lot of money while you develop basically whole new generations of battleships every 2-3 years. Doesn't make that much sense. I mean, 14-inch guns are pretty decent. Those here are medium size. I mean, 40,000 tons is already pretty big, but those are medium sized ones I'm using on the ships I'm building in 1930 something. I designed. I have 16-inch guns and I only have 8. I designed before the second French-Japanese war. I designed a battleship with 4 quadruple turrets, 16-inch. But unfortunately, the building was stopped by a new naval treaty. But 16-inch guns sounds pretty nice. Okay, what am I doing? Those are the old ones, single turrets. They are going to be scrapped, all of them. Yuzukis. No reason to keep them. I need to take out the air groups, I guess, and I need to scrap. I have short-range carriers. I don't see any use for them. Those were former battleships, which I could convert very cheaply to aircraft carriers with high capacity. So in this regard, I converted them, but just keeping them alive was probably already a waste of money. Okay, I think I'm going to use all of the light cruisers, light carriers as commerce raiders. So let's mothball them. Oh yeah, they are not in home area. Yeah. Okay, move ship. That's another thing I would love to see, that they. Where is it? Northeast Asia. That they allow me to take all of them and just send them home. Northeast Asia. Yeah, the politicians. What you realized you played Rule the Waves 1? If so, what they changed and you might have missed is that you now can select actually to invade a base. And unfortunately, at the beginning, the ranges you can do the invasions is really low. But it works. I did it in the first war against the French. No, it was the second, I think. Yeah, the first one ended pretty fast. The politicians made peace earlier than expected, as far as I remember. But I was able to conquer here the concession in China from them. And what you can do now is just select it and then invasion target. And if you have superiority, I think it needs to be 4 times as many ship points as they have. But if you have it, the invasion starts. It costs money too, but in general it should be worth it. Okay, they're all changing course. He is already north. No, those are my carriers. Okay, I've got all those carriers. I'm currently not awaiting any war. So let's put them in reserve fleet. And those are, wait, I got carriers with only 27 aircraft. Oh yeah, 1910. I guess those will be aircraft carriers with a lot of armor. Those were my battle cruisers at some point, and as we can see, very intricate superstructure. Yeah, raiding in submarines in my book isn't really worth it. I mean, it does work, I guess, but I never really liked it that much. I'm looking for the great naval battle, because I focus on firepower so much that I'm usually really confident. And if you're lucky and playing with Germany and fight the British, then you can have it like I had it once. Within half an hour, 8 of their battleship blow up. That was really funny. Okay. Now I have left 5 carriers of the Hosho class. Not really the biggest. My budget is still deeply negative. Those Katori class battleships, how fast are they? 21 and short range. Scrap them. Do I have any short range? No. Okay. Those are on their way home. I'm going to put all of them in reserve fleet, I guess. I must remember to put them into active service in time. Oh, they aren't even in the home area. Okay. Move ship. Northeast Asia. I need to make sure to save as much money as I can right now. Because I'm still stuck with such an ancient fleet in many parts. I mean, ships from 1910 were in use. Those battle cruisers are from 1917. Those might be worth converting to carriers if it makes sense at all, but I guess purpose-built are better at this point. So okay, let's take every old ship and put it in mothball. Except for the Tosa, which is my oldest battleship right now. No, yeah, but still the strongest. Yeah, you need to, I think what you need to do is keep building dockyard permanently. I forgot it for some time in this game, but usually then you have the bigger dock size. And you should always be able to afford 2 or 3 ships, at least 2 or 3 battleships of that size. Like even now I feel pretty cash strapped, but I am building at least 3 of those battleships. And when the battleships are significantly better, you should have an advantage. And I also go ahead and in the beginning I focus on naval guns, ship design and turret mountings, because I want to build full dreadnoughts as fast as possible, and that helps it. And when you do this, you have a technological edge at a certain point when it comes to the pure construction of the ship. And the thing is, if they have better AP shells, but I have developed dreadnoughts 2 or 3 years earlier, then I'm sending ships that have twice or even 3 times the amount of barrels to fight them. And if their AP shells are a little better, so what? I have far more shells being flung at them. That is at least my reasoning. And in this regard, it worked pretty well for me so far. Okay, and I think I'm actually gonna, those battle cruisers, I think I'm gonna put most of them in reserve fleet. I need to be able to afford new ships. How am I supposed to do this? Let's take that old Tosa and keep it on full service, because that's my strongest one, and I don't want its crew to lose the ability to do what they're doing. Okay. Those are very good destroyers, good designs, I think. So they will be upgraded and not scrapped. No, they are just one barreled. Ah, okay. That's the Shikami, but they have 12 torpedo tubes. How big can I design DDs right now? I think it's 12,000 tons already. 2,500. Want to set me off with smaller ones, and usually 2,500. Usually I also always try to build the biggest ship possible. In this case I did a different, which might turn out to be a mistake, because I just wasn't able to afford full 58,000 ton ships, which was the point to which I had developed my shipyards at that point. I just wasn't able to afford them. And I thought I'd rather have a couple of medium-sized battleships that have some firepower than no modern ships at all, because I can't afford them. So yeah, let's scrap them. I need to go really hard here to be able to afford more. And those are the ones with the modern setup. They will be upgraded though. Okay, ship for rebuild. Is there anything I could improve? Do I have 5? No, I don't. Okay. They aren't dual purpose. Okay, that is something I can improve. Now it's getting much more heavy. Problem is, right now the rebuild is really cheap, 215 million. If I replace the machinery to change the speed, it's getting insanely expensive. Yeah, fire control is the only thing. In the beginning it seems to be almost everything. Fire control is the most important thing. Whether you with 10-inch shells you can do almost as much damage as with 11-inch shells, because most of the time they won't hit anyways in pre-dreadnoughts. So if you have the better fire control, you will definitely land more shells, and 1 or even 2-inch less doesn't seem to be that a big difference. Now on the other hand, in the 40s it's becoming a different story. Okay, so I'm not going to rebuild the engine. That simply doesn't make any sense. What I could do is take out one turret, or I could reduce the torpedoes. But I can now have torpedo reloads. God damn it. I think I need to design new ships. Yeah. I mean, I would have to take away one torpedo mount, then it only has 4 left. Or reduce the AA, but that is supposed to be an AA ship. So let's just leave it at that. Or, how expensive is the rebuild? Is it considerably overweight? I mean, the risk is it will probably be slower than design speed, and I think I'm taking the risk of it sinking in battle, taking on water or something like that in heavy seas. But the whole rebuild is 520 million, and that is so much cheaper that it seems worth it. No, I actually have never once used motor torpedo boats in my games in Rule the Waves 1, and so far I haven't either. Are they worth it? Should you build them? Let's design a new destroyer right away. We want 3,000? Yeah. This is a bug too. I mean, it's permanently designing ships that it's not supposed, that I can't even build yet, and it doesn't even have an engine. What the hell is this? Oh, okay. Yeah. I never built them either. Why didn't it work? Okay, now it works, but it wants to have me build only 1,700 tons. We're not going to do this. Can I have 6-inch? A 6-inch. I can have 6-inch dual purpose. Overgun, yeah, 6 inches is too big for a destroyer. Okay, but I want aft superimposed as well. So it has the most firepower possible. Still a lot of weight left. I could have torpedo reloads. Still a lot of weight left. I could actually... Can I add another double turret? Rate of fire minus 30, okay. Probably a little too much. But sounded pretty effective in terms of firepower. Okay, cross-deck fires are necessary. No secondaries and tertiary guns, of course not. Why would I need them? Minesweeping gear as well. Still 70 tons left. I could probably add another torpedo mount. Yeah. Or make it faster. How much faster could I make it? I'm not. No, I can't. But I can probably add another torpedo mount if I have it. Or is it too much now? Yeah, it'll reduce the rate of fire. I think I am not allowed to armor them, right? Yeah. Fletcher had some armor though. Fletcher class. Anyways. Some more AA on top. What else could I do? Oh yeah, give it more ammo. If I have weight remaining. Perfect. 185. That seems almost excessive. That sounds like a very effective new destroyer for me. Okay. Good. Increases ASW value of aircraft carriers and air bases. Nice. No, 120, okay. Yeah, let's build 12 of them right away. I know I can't afford them, but now we come to the air group thing. Can I delete all of them? No. And I have to actually manually disband them. Not ideal. Especially when I see they are only fair in experience. Why would I even keep them and pay for them? Okay, they are veteran. But it seems to me the difference, I mean, obviously it makes sense to keep well-trained crews. But the costs they eat up here in naval aircraft is so immensely high that it seems to be worth it not having them at all until they are urgently needed. And I mean, of course, if I'm facing the Americans now, which send a huge carrier fleet, then I'll curse myself for not having the carrier, the planes that could change the battle. But, oh wait, could I have chosen it here? No, I can't either. Okay. How much is it now? I think I need to, it was 5.8. Redux completed. Yeah, no. Good. 5.8, yeah, now it's suddenly 3.9. Just deleting a few of those planes saves me so much money. So it's absolutely worth it. It might actually be worth it to delete the air groups from the light carriers, which I will only use for commerce raiding. I'm actually going to do that. To save even more, and the reserve will be disbanded as well. kind of sad that I think they need to change it because it seems to cost too much. I have no idea how properly they have researched it. I guess there was a reason why the nations didn't start with 10,000 planes, because maintaining them, training the crews and all of that costs really a lot of money. But to me here it's just annoying, but I guess it's probably fairly realistic if I think about it. Maintaining this fleet is worth it in regards of firepower, of experience as soon as the war breaks out. But if it doesn't, it's just a huge sink of money, which is somewhat realistic, I guess. Let's see. And suddenly I have a surplus. That's nice. Okay. Let's send them all to I mothball them immediately to save a little money. I guess their efficiency would be higher too if their experience is higher, but it's all the old problem that it just costs so much. I actually feel forced to put everything into reserve fleet that isn't mothballed right away. I think if they are here from what I see here, when they are here in reserve, they keep their experience. And I can probably can I add a bigger one too? No. Yeah, I can add additional units. I'll have to maintain them, obviously. What was it here? Move to reserve, yeah. Wait, can I select like a naval station? Okay. So how can I change role? Okay, I have no idea what to do with them. I can now send them to somewhere. Okay, then it makes sense. Okay, you have them in reserve and from there you just send them to naval bases. Okay, that makes some sense. Active fleet. Yeah, let's mothball them. We're going to save a lot of money here. I'm mothballing all of our destroyers. Oh, they aren't even home. Okay. Move to Northeast Asia. Right. Yeah, I mean, I think in reserve they cost just as much. It just means like they aren't deployed at a forward field or on a ship, but they are at the base, the main base where they are just training. This is how I would understand it. Unfortunately, I don't see any way of seeing how much they cost here, so I guess they will cost just the same. And if I look at the price here, it says how much a single and a twin engine ship plane costs, and that seems to be the equal price for all of them. Okay, I now got 3 billion in surplus. Let's just finish the destroyers, and after that we start with new carriers, new cruisers, new battleships. No to all. Not to all. What will be the most? Oh, no. Foreign station. I need 12,000 tons on foreign station. Okay. How about I just use the big Tosa? Let's use two of the cruisers. Foreign station. Okay. Okay, that was one of the new battleships, isn't it? Yes. Okay, finally a new battleship. God damn it, a serious one. I took a double front mounted design. Question is, can I already scrap old ones or convert them? I don't think I can afford it yet. Let's build more destroyers of the modern one. On the other hand, I basically have enough. Okay, let's design. What do the others have? I had a lead in carriers, but I scrapped most of them, and now Great Britain is ahead of me. Okay. Let's design a new carrier, especially as they've told me I can now design bigger ones. That thing looks quite tall. 91. Oh, that sounds nice. Let's do deck park and deck edge lift. I don't think deck park means anything but faster reloading of the planes, readying them up for faster, but not parking there instead of the in addition to the hangar, so you don't get more planes, which is a little sad. Yeah, it seems to be that the training reserve is just for pre-training, yes, or for maintenance when you scrap a carrier and want to have the squadron ready for the next carrier while you're doing it. Okay, so this is dual purpose. It has no secondary guns. It has a full load of AA, which it can reduce the light for some medium. Okay, torpedo defense is only 2 instead of 3, but I think that should be enough. I don't intend to have it go into, and it's Shokaku, so it's even a proper name for it. I think this one will be my new carrier. That looks like almost perfect right from the beginning. Yes. I could reduce belt armor. Let's just check how many planes I could have. Additionally, 2,000 tons of weight for armor plating. Okay, I could have like 14 more, but I think let's leave it at a little armor. Okay, flight deck isn't armored. Let's leave it unarmored. Let's just hope my Combat Air Patrol is strong enough and they won't be hit. 6 billion in 4 months, okay. Oh well. And the next modern battleship is ready. That is so nice, finally having decent battleships coming online. We take some of the older ships because thanks to war I have some prestige to burn and I want more money. 5-inch, nope. That is a strong technology. 5-inch dual purpose guns. Shokaku, let's go to the build screen. 3. Okay, let's start with Shokaku and I hope the other one is Suikaku. No, it's Taiho. Do I have a Suikaku already? I don't. Why doesn't it build a Suikaku? Well, the sister ship of the Shokaku is obviously the Suikaku. Okay, that's done. That's settled now. Those will be done soon. The new battleships, yeah, they stay in active service. I could probably put one of the older ones in mothballed as well. 2 maybe. But those are the strongest ones and I want their crews to be good. So here I have to just accept the high costs. Slowed fade display. No idea what that even is. Radar? Okay. Increase. Oh, well, I take radar. The Aichi Aircraft Company is asking if we could support their participation in an international air race. This will cost us 200. Yeah, let's do it. Give them double the amount. Wins the trophy. Ah, more prestige. Perfect. No to all. No to all. So apparently every few turns there is like a check whether the ships and air stations are filled with units, which is really nice because if you've forgotten it, that way you are reminded, but it's not that often that you get annoyed. That I have to compliment them on. I think that is a good solution. Okay, let's buy hydrophones, better ASW. That's always good. I also need to build these submarines. That's another thing. Two-phase search. Okay. French government wants they want dive bombing. They don't have dive bombing yet. No, then they shouldn't get it. Torpedo bomber is from 38. Let's ask for a new one. Torpedo bomber. I want range and toughness. Because toughness, I would understand it's like being able to take AA without being shot down. And I want them not to survive the final approach. Evil Germans have stolen radar technology from me. Okay. And the new destroyers are coming online pretty soon. Improves invasion capacity even better. No to all, no to all. 4 destroyers. Improved air launch torpedoes, yeah, whatever. Give me money. And I'll build 2 more Shokakus. 2.7, yeah, but that should be solved by this. Soviet Union Naval Rearmament Program. Yeah, let's fight the Soviets. And I have 18-inch guns. So I guess it's time for the Yamato class. They have 14, but their 14 basically have the weight of my 9. Okay. 5 battle cruisers. But they're building 2 and they seem to be pretty big. 3 carriers and 1 in construction. I have more than twice the weight together in construction and everything. Okay, I need heavy cruisers though. I'm not sure that is, I didn't find that in the manual, which type of ship is still needed. But I guess I should probably design and build a heavy cruiser. Okay, I want 18-inch guns. That is 39,000 yards, an insane penetration. 39. Okay, that's 40. Oh, it's quality 1. That is actually interesting now. 18 is 0 and 17 is 2,000. It's like 500 tons on every turret. So 2,000 tons of weight saved by just using the smaller caliber. That might actually be worth it. Okay. 64,000 tons. The only question is whether I can't. Oh. Aft. I mean, it's always saving weight. It should save. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, we're back to 18-inch, I see. I somehow did something wrong there. I mean, I could save in speed, I guess, because now with 30 knots he's expecting to be a battle cruiser anyways. That was 28 knots. The real Yamato at 27 knots. That would save a lot of weight. Almost allow for another turret. Hey there, how are you? Medium range, strong AA, we could improve AA. The game is going fine. I mean, the wars so far haven't been really a success. But I conquered one province from the French. That's all in 22 years of game, but most of them, at least the first 10 or something years, have been peace, and I finally don't have a naval treaty, and I'm finally at peace, so I can finally really start modernizing my fleet. This is why I'm currently considering to build something like a Yamato class. I think I'm going to wait for 4 more turns to have the bigger shipyard. That seems like a good choice, but as we can see, we still have like pre-naval treaty ships. 1917. I mean, modernized probably twice, but ancient in comparison, so I have to get rid of them as fast as possible. But the game itself is really nice. 40,000 tons only, 9/16 inch, 23 knots, so that's basically a Nelson class. Okay. Advanced director, dual purpose 3-inch gun and 6-inch not dual purpose. I will only build dual purpose on them anymore. Germany has laid down a battle cruiser of the Hindenburg class. You see that the Germans are building 16 battleships now already. Okay. And the next one, and I don't want war yet, so let's keep it quiet. Okay, no more battleships in production. Finally 3 modern, 1 in service, and a very good old one, or at least a decent one. I don't think the deck armor or so will be good enough for modern war, but let's see. Yeah, 3 inches not enough. At least they are dual purpose here. And the AA has been modernized as well. Otherwise, I will need more new battleships. Especially, how many aircraft carriers do they? They have 11 now. Okay. I think I need at least 2 more Shokaku class carriers to keep up with the British. So let's build 2 more. And in 2 turns I will design the new battleship. Italian. Improved carrier design, yeah, why not? I don't think I'm gonna fight the Italians a lot. New docks completed. Cruise, scandal, hush it up. Or embarrass them. Let's hush it up. Early enables air search radar. Perfect. Better cap. That's good too. Nope, nope, no air groups on them. Let's immediately increase the shipyards again. Now it's it's 4.8 billion now. So the price goes up with increasing size. Battleship 27, 52,000, 16-inch guns. Nah. We build the biggest, baddest what we can get, and that's basically Yamato size. Question is, will we stay with 16-inch, 35,000, 41, or 18-inch, where I don't have the class 1 yet. Oh, it goes up to 20-inch now. Impressive. I think I'm actually just gonna build 17-inch. They seem to be better for now, and it's not that likely that I will rebuild the ships anytime soon to put new barrels in. So I will triple turrets. Could I actually give them quadruple turrets? Ooh. Ooh. That sounds mean. 16, 17-inch shells. How expensive. That price. But I think I have to. I just have to. There's not really a choice. I could make it a little slower. What if I had 29 and I need to start building at some point. I can't wait another year. Yeah, well, I mean, with 69,000 I could add all the necessary AA I want. Oh well, can't have everything. Okay, we obviously need dual purpose guns. Weight is this, okay. Turrets 14-inch. Turret top secondaries. I can reduce the secondaries. If they blow up, it's not that. I don't think that usually lets your whole ship explode. At least I hope. Because what else could I reduce? Seaplane hangar. Okay, so I guess I should. No, let's. I mean, it would help if they could start. What is it? It's only 20 tons. Yeah, let's put one on. How much is that? No, that's too far too much. Okay. So I could reduce AA. That doesn't sound like a great idea. Deck armor already seems a little low. Conning tower. 11-inch? Or should I just risk it? And that probably will be not slower than anticipated. Or I could reduce one barrel, but I don't really like to. Secondaries. That would solve almost every problem. If I only have 6 per side, that seems a little weak. How many else could I put on? Oh, I could actually fill it up. So that seems to be a decent solution for everything. Can I add some smaller ones for that weight? 2 of them. Well, I guess 2 is better than none. Oh, it's 2-inch. Yeah, why not? We can always take them out at a refit later. But that seems to be a really mean ship now. And, I mean, the name is obvious. Yamato. I think that ship is stronger than the real Yamato. I mean, the armor is far too weak. The immunity zone is a whole 1,000 yards. So I need to make sure I'm permanently staying between 21,000 and 22,000 yards, which is basically impossible. And if they have their shells improve, it's already gone again. But I mean, they have the same issue. Wait, design is not legal? Insufficient topside space for a... Ah, okay. Well, that's something I can solve. Torpedo mount or catapults are not balanced. Ah, okay. Can I do midships? All okay. Good. And I can probably add another one of those. No. Yeah. Looks all fine, honestly. Yamato. 13 billion just for the development. Okay. Better fire, better damage control, new torpedo bomber prototypes. Ooh, that's a jump in effectiveness. Longest range is this one. It's also the fastest. Firepower is equal to the highest. Maneuverability isn't that important. Toughness would be nicer. Oh, but the range, oh, it's only 40 miles. And 20, more than 20% additional toughness. I think I'm taking that one. I mean, can't strike out as far, but on the other hand, the strike will go through. So in that regard, it's probably a trade that's worth it. 10-inch, what would I want for them for? Maybe for cruisers, so let's buy them. Increased kill chance of enemy submarines, yeah, and I need to build submarines as well, as I usually need to build everything. I need light cruisers. I probably need additional ones. Yeah, I need additional ones and more modern ones pretty soon as well. Improved ASW tactics, yeah. Let's do it. Sell them this stuff. And the Yamato is ready. Okay, Yamato laid down. And the good thing is in 9 turns they're already, the first Shokakus are finished. 9 turns, that's 30. Yeah, but I can't start a second one until then. And the usual thing, the Balkans. I wonder, what are they serving for dinner at the flag officers' mess? That sounds like an appropriate response. France wants an alliance, but that reduces the budget. Oh well, let's do it anyways. No. How much does it cost me? 2. Ooh, that's a lot. Better invasions, that sounds great. Improved damage control, yeah, we're gonna buy it. Autoloader for 6-inch guns, ooh. That sounds nice. Aren't 6-inch guns also dual purpose by now? Yes, they are. I think it'll soon be time for a new type of light anti-aircraft cruiser. Yeah, let's sell it to them. 6-inch autoloader. Yeah, okay. Reduce naval. Yeah, the Navy League should do something against it. I can't afford having reduced budgets right now. Nope. And we build it now to 72,000 tons. I guess after a couple of Yamatos, it's time for an even bigger class. Hainan. Hainan is perfect. If I get it. Damn it. I always try to limit myself to areas where I'm already present. I think it's probably the amount of ships you have close by will be very relevant to whether or not you can take it over. And the other thing is if I were able to take Sierra Leone, what would it be good for? I need ships there, I need to protect it, and I don't have anything of interest there unless it suddenly produces oil, for instance. They are getting obsolete left and right, so let's rebuild them. Yeah, but the thing is, my goal is rather to take control of my area. So the alliance with France probably is not that intelligent, and having war with Germany is completely useless, but I want to take over just a limited number of zones. What would I want the Falklands for? Even if I can use them to go somewhere else, I don't see a point. I just don't see a point. Italy, yeah, more budget. That sounds good. I have the prestige to afford it. And those are becoming obsolete. The carriers are becoming obsolete too. I mean, those are the laughable designs because of the second naval treaties. I don't think I'm going to do much about them, especially with the current battleships in production. Okay. Let's start Musashi. Do I already have a Musashi? I already have a Yamato. Okay. Fuso. I don't have a Musashi now. Okay. But I have a Shinano. Wow. Even have a Shinano class. Okay. Destroyers are getting ready. I'm gonna mothball them right away again. Advanced, yeah, we sell it. Better naval invasions, that's good. I guess the range of them will be pretty high by now. Mothball. Let's see. Naval invasion range. Oh, that's nice. Could now go for Rangoon. Or somewhere here in the Bismarck archipelago. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, I guess it's soon time for war, and I guess even with Britain. Italy, yeah, why not extend it? I don't want war with the Italians, nothing to gain there. And I can always sell them my technology to make some additional money. Okay, let's check the aircraft carrier situation. I'll have the highest tonnage pretty soon. Battleship, my Yamatos are adding to my tonnage pretty nicely. I mean, with 12 ships I have more than those 17 German ones. That one is 40,000, it's not that big. Two with 160,000? Are they building 80,000 ton ships? It's either a bug. Oh, it's probably a bug. Yeah, the Germans were building those two and they were said to be this size, and but they were, according to the calculation, they should have been like 70,000 tons. And in Rule the Waves 1, it was like 40,000 was the limit. The AI was building the battleships as well, as far as I can remember, or something a little over that. Anti-aircraft, the French. I want the French. I want to have war with the French soon. Anyways, guess we're taking on the Russians or the British soon. If I can coordinated airstrike, that doesn't seem like a technology I really want to sell. Well, let's sell it anyways. Glide bombing have a chance being converted to torpedo hits. That's bomb and torpedo, I understand. Improved carrier design, increases maximum carrier size, okay. How dare they steal technology from me? Okay, budget is positive. Yeah, we sell them, whatever. I probably shouldn't sell them, but I shouldn't sell most of it. The question now is, I think divisions are always 3 ships, or are they 4 ships occasionally? I know that the High Seas Fleet, for instance, had 4 ships in a division, if I remember. Yeah, 4 ships. But I think the game only has 3. So the question is whether I build 1 additional one or 2 additional Yamatos to have a full division. And there's another Yamato, god damn it. What? That was an Asahi. Because I already had a Yamato, of course. Upheaval in Iceland. Yeah, why would I set... Okay, if I want to worsen the relationships with Russia, then I send an ultimatum. And actually that's not that bad of an idea. I mean, they are better in battle cruisers, I guess, with their new one. Carriers, I'm superior, though my carrier pilots aren't even in training. Anyways, I still have better more and better carriers. Cruisers, I don't have any at all. They don't have light cruisers. My battleships are superior. They only have 18 submarines. That's good. Okay, yeah, let's provoke them. Increases radar range, perfect. New docks and 2 new carriers. Okay, yeah, let's buy 11-inch guns. Okay, I'm now building battleships. I have enough carriers. How about a faster? Basically equal range. Now I wonder why those are still to be considered in service. Aren't they like, I don't know, aren't they like obsolete already? Yeah, they aren't in service. I don't understand. So anyways, carrier, yes. That seems to be faster and range is almost equal. Firepower is higher, maneuverability is higher, toughness is lower. No, then I don't. Okay, we could design a heavy cruiser now. And I think about like a scout cruiser. 10-inch, wow, that's a lot of guns too. I don't use submerged ones, but I could use a seaplane hangar with 4 and a midship catapult. How much bigger would it have to be for that? And I would like to have it 6-inch and 2-inch at least, because that's going to be far too heavy. It's like battleship size then. Those secondaries will be dual purpose, everything else is useless. Okay, let's see how big it has to be. Oh, not that much actually. Oh yeah, I reduced the size of the secondaries, that saved weight. Less torpedo protection than available, how much is it? I mean, usually a heavy cruiser doesn't take that many torpedoes, because it's very fast and the shooting range is increasingly higher. Let's see. It was 1500. AA is pretty much set up. What else would it need? It has the bare minimum of armor. It could use some more shells. 120. I mean, that's battleship size already, at least for like my old battleships. Costs is basically battleship costs as well. And the building time is close to a battleship too. So, yeah. I guess I should, yeah, probably just build like a couple of them, 6 or so. Too much? No. Still okay. Good. Could probably be 1 knot faster then. Yeah, actually can be. Doesn't sound too bad. Okay, torpedo mounts. I could probably end 2 torpedo mounts with reload. 82. Oh yeah, and I have to reduce that now. That should also save. No, I can increase it. Okay. $51 tons overweight. So in worst case, I'm dropping back down to 30, but I have a decent chance of not dropping down. I have 4 torpedo mounts on each side with reloads. That sounds like a good design. I mean, it's extremely expensive, so in that regard, it isn't good. But I think I need at least a couple of heavy cruisers. Trainable depth charge mounters. Okay. What does it mean in design terms? And it's closing in on war with the Russians. If I take this here, is there anything changed now? No, it isn't. Okay. Okay, those 3 are active, that one is active. We could actually rebuild it now, if it makes any sense. Advanced director, no, it already has the best one. It has dual purpose guns, that's also fine. AA. Additional deck armor, okay. So I could add a number of AA mods. And it's still 1,000 tons left. Turrets are decently enough armored for a ship in regard to the rest. So I guess some float planes then. I guess. 6 turns, 500 million. Yeah, let's do that, I guess. 26 is a little slow though. Oh well, still faster than most of the others, or the rest I have. Okay, I can't increase ammo, not for just 40 tons, 65 tons, okay. Let's do this. New engine isn't really worth it, and that is why I like to play with the naval treaty starting, because like you can add a little AA or something, and that design is still AI made. So it was an illegal design because it was too big and had too much weight remaining, which I guess they might have done intentionally to allow later modernizations. But usually most players will design their ship pretty much like filled to the brim. So later modernization, you will update the fire control, but that's basically it. Changing the machinery just isn't worth it. That's so expensive and takes so much time. And why would I modernize a ship with only 3-inch belt armor and 11.5 belt and 3-inch deck armor if I can just build a new one? That is just but in this regard, if I just do such a small update, yeah, it's worth it. And my ship from 1921 is becoming modern enough, at least. So I will continue being able to use it. And in regarding, you have to see I have 19,800 ton battleships here with 12-inch guns. And at the same time, I'm building 16, 17-inch guns with 69,000 tons. That's such a dramatic difference. It's just insane. They're all still having their light battleships. They built 3 of those Formidable. I think they were, yeah, like Nelsons. That is 12 16-inch guns, 26 knots. That is a pretty strong ship. 12-inch belt. Okay. Hood. Let's see their battle cruiser. 8 16-inch. Okay. 30 knots. Battle cruisers, I could use some new ones as well. Oh well. Can't have everything at the same time. Okay, then let's build us 2 of them at least for now. Yeah, let's do it. 50 million. They are about to finish. No, that's the Tosa. Yeah, let's build another Yamato. Let's build 4 of them. Yeah, why not? Let's leave this name. Bomb and torpedo. Yeah, let's sell them. I'm not planning to fight the Italians. Great Britain has granted independence to Ireland. Okay. And I guess then they'll soon have an event where they invade it again. I think they did invade it at the beginning of the game. Did it have independence at the start? It might have. It's kind of funny because now like France could invade it, with these current mechanics. Tosa has finished her reconstruction, perfect. Advanced director. Wait, they don't have advanced directors yet. Holy. That's bad. Okay, let's check if I wanted to rebuild that one. It's triple turret, so I could actually build 16-inch and 2. That might actually be worth it. But then we're coming back to the old problem. Look at the price. 1.5 or 1,500 they charge here for rebuild. I could add some AA because I have some weight remaining. And that's basically it. Then it's no longer considered to be an old one, but a modernized one. Now if I go and start decrease gun, decrease gun, decrease gun, 16-inch, we're at 29. Now let's replace machinery because there have been savings in weight, so I might be able to have it more efficiently, and the turrets are more heavy, so I need to save something here. I might reduce the speed, let's say, to make up for it. Bulged would make it even 2, so it would be 19 nuts. That would be completely useless. But let's just imagine a chip where somewhat bigger, and I could afford some changes like this. Then let's add some AA. That would be a decent rebuild, at least to some degree. And we are at 34,000 or 34, as I just think one number probably counts for a million. So that would be 34.7 billion. 34.7 for this ship. And that one, that Yamato, is 236. So that's, okay, that's like 8. 34, no, that's 7 of them, I think, roughly. 7. Okay, I actually think that in comparison might be worth it. I'm not sure whether one of my Yamatos can take on 7 re-gunned of those small ones. Yeah, but the thing is, if I don't change the guns, then it's mostly useless. And I can't change the gun because the bigger gun increases the weight by too much. (15-inch). I mean, I could rebuild it to 14-inch. Or have 16-inch and take away the after turret and only have 6 barrels left, which doesn't really sound like a good deal either. Problems, a lot of problems. Yeah, it's few months, true, but I think about the total price. I mean, if I now need a ship because I expect the Russians to storm my gates, then it's obviously better to modernize those in 4 to 12 months than start building one of them, which takes 33 months. In 33 months, the war is probably over already. But the price, financially, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, I think. At least if it doesn't have a decent size. I mean, something like the Tosa, for instance, I mean, I just modernized them. But if I change barrels here, and especially if you have started with triple turrets, that is something that you can learn when you play the game, that you probably should try to get as big turrets as possible, because you don't, what would be the worth in putting one barreled turrets with 18-inch? No thanks. But it stays problematic that deck and belt armor will probably be too small for its size, and the price is just skyrocketing whenever you touch the engine or the guns or the turrets. Well, I know I'd rather spend my money on new cruisers, and we see even those are getting obsolete already. Could put some more With them on board. I'm not doing anything there yet though. And I plan to build 6-inch anti-aircraft cruisers, but I need more heavy cruisers and more battleships at first. Okay, Mozambique is independent now. And the Soviets seem to want to cause me trouble soon. It's concerned about tensions leading to war. Disarmament conference, yeah, right. And then they'll sign something, and my 3 months from completion Yamato will be scrapped. True. That would be a great idea. 20-inch guns. Oh my god. This is kind of unfortunate that we develop a ship, guns for battleships in a time when battleships, I guess, are becoming obsolete. What do you mean the structure over a funnel? Yeah. What was the name? I mean, basically it's supposed to stop pieces from falling in. And there have been cases where in an air attack, a bomb actually penetrated the funnel, and the funnel needs to lead to the boilers, obviously. There has to be a direct connection into it. And which means, like the citadel, the most important parts of a ship are its magazines, its engine rooms, and the steering gear, and the drivetrain back to the screws. So that is the part that must survive, that must not be hit, that must not be destroyed if you want the ship to not blow up in case of the magazines, or to be able to survive. Because if the engines are destroyed and it's still swimming, the ship is useless as well. So this is a funnel is an extreme weakness for any warship, as through it there is a direct connection inside to the boiler, to the engine rooms. So there are structures inside the funnel to stop shells and especially bombs in a later phase to penetrate it, to go directly into the citadel and to the engine rooms. Okay, 20-inch guns. Oh, we are down to 1.4, so I guess I have to stop one of the Yamatos. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want war yet. The other thing is, most of my fleet is mothballed or reserve. So if war breaks out now, the quality of my crew is abysmal in comparison to them, so I guess I should mobilize pretty soon regarding the level of tension. But I don't even want to know how much that will cost me in maintenance. Blind fire, ooh, that's becoming nice. Now I can shoot them at night without them seeing me when I have radar on them. Okay, yeah, I can afford some tension with the Brits. And there is one. Surprise attack. Fuck. Yeah. God damn it! I should have mobilized. Ah well, can I not? Mobilize all ships for surprise attack. That should be possible, and I hope. Yeah. I mean, they will be of very bad quality now, as they are coming right out of mothball. But at least I can use them. That's important. So Battle Cruiser Division 19 is going 27 knots. They are 27 and 29. That was 17, that is 19. So let them follow Battle Cruiser Division. Where is it? There it is. Core AI controlled. Vladivostok is the target. Okay. Carrier force? Wait, the game is already go. Stop. That is a scout force, I guess. Yes, AI controlled. Okay, that is one battle group. Core the Setsu. And they should go towards Vladivostok as well. And why does it restart immediately afterwards? That's new and not really appreciated. Okay, and those are following the 10 division, which should be that one here. Yes, okay, good. So the destroyers though, and I guess the carriers don't even have air groups, do they? Yeah. Recon, yeah, I think they don't even have air groups. So let's just charge in and use the destroyers like in a good old surprise attack. If that time doesn't mean they are already mobilizing their forces, which might be very well possible. Let's have them go only 23 knots as well, because I want them to arrive at the same time as the battleships. If they aren't spooked yet, I don't want to spook them with battle cruisers while the battleships are still far behind. Let me see. That is Battle Division 10, it's following the 2, and that is 2. That is Battle Cruiser Division, oh, they are following those ones. Why doesn't it go? There it is, okay. 12. Can they follow Battleship Division 12? Can. So let's do that. And we have them all in line, all sailing together. And all I need to do is control that one battle group here. Okay. And send the light troops in. And I guess they're already warned. Do we have movement here? Is it at night? No, it's at day, because it took me so long. There comes a light cruiser of them. Okay, I don't think that should be an issue. The only problem is, what if he torpedoes me? What is torpedo range? Yeah, he's full in torpedo range. God damn it. Should I risk it? Okay, now they finally open fire. This is probably one of those tiny ships, right? No, it's one of the modern ones. Okay, good. For my intermediary class with 40,000 tons. They should be useful. It's closing. Okay, where are the battleships? Setsu is being hit by a torpedo. Oh god damn it! What a load of crap. Well, at least the flooding isn't as bad. Yeah, my torpedoes miss on stationary ones. Okay, now one hit. That's destroyers here. So where are the battleships? Oh. And another torpedo hit, of course. I have to admit, I really hate this part of the game, battle. I play this game to design ships, to design a fleet. But there I basically all the time you have to go and switch course to not get torpedoes. You don't have any control. Your ships don't seem to hardly ever dodge by themselves. So yeah. Okay, turret flash fire, one blows up. But so far all I've found is 2 or 3 cruisers. Where are the battleships? Instead I get my Setsu torpedoed. And of course all my smaller units fire all the torpedoes they have onto that one stationary cruiser that now has been hit by 20 torpedoes. So to make sure they don't have torpedoes left when I face the rest of the fleet. And of course, yes, I could order them to enemy aircraft were sighted approaching. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Of course, I could order them to hold their fire, but as said, the problem here is that I dislike this part of the game. So I don't really like the micromanaging that could be done to make it more efficient. I guess I just have to suck it up. At least I've found the battleships. Where are mine? Are they at least coming? Let me guess. Yeah, fuck. They're all going here for that cruisers. To make sure they don't have any torpedoes left. Yep. God damn it. Can I have them aborted at least? Yes. Okay. Why is the Setsu... No, it's another one that is taking damage. Okay. Well, at least there's a lot of gunfire happening. Setsu is retreating and hopefully she survives. And the other ones are closing in. Comintern class, Kirch. Yeah, they are wasting all their torpedoes. I ordered them to stop it, but here are 2 or so are still swimming after 10 torpedo hits. So let me guess. Ah, well, they have some left. Okay. Let's hope I'll get to use them against the battleships here, battle cruisers. Okay, how damaged are they? Oh, that's fine. Not that much damage yet. None of them. Okay. You know, the fighting distance is pretty close, if we are honest. Yeah. I think I need to change course again, or I'm gonna eat more torpedoes. And for whatever reasons, or is that something in the preferences that I've changed it? Pause. Yeah, they are wasting torpedoes on destroyers. We should have them all shot. So why does it restart just because I changed course? Run to point on course click. No idea. Probably if I click there, then it doesn't pause until the ship has reached that point, I guess. Does that mean it? Okay. So Division Satsuki has an access violation at address. Okay. I have no idea what that means, but I guess it's sunk. The access is in violation because it's submerged. And that's just how I'm going to interpret it now. Okay, can I launch an airstrike? Float plane scout. Nope, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, I'm landing more shells than they do. Even though I don't see that any of their battleships is sunk yet, or even looking like it's going to sink. That one is pretty slow here. But it might just still be like the when the surprise attack starts, and they have to build up steam in their boilers. And that takes a lot of time, so the acceleration is really slow. Okay, I need to check. Do they have torpedo tubes? They don't. So, okay, from those I don't have to expect torpedoes at least. How about the battleships? Pretty sure the AI puts torpedoes on them. Actually, they don't. Okay, good to know. So it's probably only the cruisers which are going to cause problems. Yeah, but I mean, it's okay. 2 cruiser hits, 2 battle cruiser hits, and all in exchange for just 1 hit on my battleships. So at least my ships are doing their job. And here it's like all of them. No, 1 Shinano is being hit in the engine room. But apart from that, every other hit was on them. So I guess my firing training is worth it. The only problem is, if we're looking at it, the crew quality of my ships is probably abysmal, because almost all of those ships were mothballed or at least in reserve fleet before this war started. Enemy aircraft are approaching, okay. I think they have pretty... Oh, both turrets taken out. Oh, okay. I think they have pretty decent AA though. Okay, that's one of the... Ah, that's the Tosa. Oh, the one I just modernized. Okay. Let me just check. And what is this here? One of the other Subo class. And that one is still retreating. And how does it look? Flooding is at 0. No more new flooding, so that one should survive. Good. At least something, when the 2 torpedo hits couldn't kill it. Can somebody now please kill that destroyer before it torpedoes my fleet? Okay, dive bomb. No aircraft hit, no bomb hit. Okay, doesn't look. No aircraft hit, no bomb hit. Aircraft destroyed. Yeah, seems to be okay. I would like to sink some of this. Oh wait, now I could send them back in. Oh, they're approaching the Setsu. Now that is a problem. That was the one with the flooding. And it's torpedo bombers. So I guess I need to put it up in full speed in the hope of it surviving. Because at 5 knots it's too much an easy target. That at least is a really nice addition in that regard, because usually I would just do what I did here. And it's hit by a torpedo, so I guess I'm going to lose the Setsu. I would just use the damaged. I would just order the damaged ships to go at like 3 to 5 knots, go directly back, and nobody would harm it, because my fleet would be in between them and in between my damaged ships and the enemy fleet. Okay. Ten. Okay. Well, let's try it. I mean, I guess I at least have to sink a couple of them. Yashima is being hit, so that's one of those here, I guess. Yeah, that one. Who? By whom? That destroyer, probably. Damn it. Kill those damn battleships. Haven't sunk a single one of them yet. While I'm about to lose one of them. One of mine, I'm afraid. Okay, the Marat at least looks pretty bad. That is a modern one. Marat is an old one. Too bad. Small one. I don't see the hits. A lot of hits on them. Fuso is mine. Okay, Mikhail Kutyasov. Porfinten, okay, they are hitting them again. Let's change course again, so I'm not being torpedoed right away. Should at least try to make it difficult for them. Okay, Marat should be done, but it's an old 18,000 ton. It's an old treaty class, so it's pretty useless anyways. Whereas I'm about to lose a modern one. Okay, one torpedo hit, and another tip for torpedo hit. That's good. Okay, can we sink a few more of them? What does the time say? Okay, we're already over the time limit. So I think 50% more is possible, which means I have to start killing a lot of them soon, before the time runs out. Shinano is being hit. God damn it. Damage 89%. Oh my god. That is a problem. To hope it gets away, but that doesn't look good. Yeah, they are now shooting the Marat instead of the more juicy targets or the more dangerous ones, like those DDs. What is Shinano doing there? Why is she still there? Okay, apparently the game doesn't want it. Oh, she's not sinking yet. Is the rudder jammed? Yeah, rudder is jammed, okay. That at least explains it. Okay, where is the rest of my heavy ships? All still here. Shall we just push in here into them? I'll go up there. Oh, let's go up there. Really need to sink more of them. No idea in which state those are. I mean, that Marat is at least as is Zagona. That one is lost, for sure. What is his damage? Oh, okay. So my good old Tosa is going down. God damn it. That doesn't look healthy either. I think I should retire that one before it gets sunk. That is Battle Division 2, so that one follows 2, yeah, so it's now the leading. One, which is going to charge north while I'm retreating. The Suvo. Shinano finally fixed the rudder, or is she still? Yeah, rudder is finally fixed. Okay, good. Where is that Mikhail Kutyasov class that is being hit by torpedoes all the time? Marat? No idea. Well, I won't complain. If we could sink that, that would be nice. And here are some more too to shoot at. So guys, do your job. Do they have torpedo tubes? They don't, so I can close in. And I guess we are using this war to scrap more ships by letting the Russians, the Soviet, help us with that. We scrap the ships with the crew on board. Too bad though that the one I'm losing is, well, it's one of the old ones, but it was the only 16-inch pre-treaty ship I had. So basically the equivalent to the historic Nagato. That one doesn't look healthy. Suvo is sinking. It's another one that's going down, right? Tosa is sinking too. Yeah, Tosa is sinking, Suvo is sinking. So I'm losing 2 battleships at least. And I have and those are 2. One of them is a modern one. Damn it. Yeah, Marat is one of the treaty class. It's useless crap. 18,000 tons, 12-inch guns. Probably like this one here. Yeah. Losing one of them doesn't, I mean, it's one less battleship, true. But 12-inch guns, and I'm losing a 16-inch gun, 2 16-inch guns, and that Kashima doesn't look healthy either. Yeah, that is my equivalent of that treaty crap. So, 4 knots. So I guess that one is going down as well. Let's see whether it's going to be a victory at all, with all the losses I'm taking. I mean, we are just closing in to do as much damage as possible. I should have the stronger fleet, and but I probably have the less trained crew, as I put all of them in reserve and mothballed the ships. So I guess closing in is probably better because I have a higher hit probability. I guess at least that's the reasoning behind this. And I think, okay, destroyer blows up. One of mine, unfortunately. So I definitely have confirmed the loss of 2 battleships and 1 destroyer so far. Oh, they are now disappearing into port. That's why they're disappearing. So no matter how much I damage them, they will just be able to run away. God damn it. It's getting worse and worse. Because I can't, obviously, I mean, if you run into a port, you're basically immediately magically disappearing. And that will save you from any bombardment of that fleet that is right now bombarding exactly that port, obviously. Okay, where is that Kutyusov? Ah, that one is it. That's the ship they are wasting all their torpedoes on, all those destroyers. Well, at least it's a modern one. Okay, good. Let's see. Not even sure how much that is going to be a win in the end. And I think the time is about to run out. Should have like 20 more minutes. So, to change course, because those have torpedoes, I guess. Yep. It's turned on. Shoot them as much as I can before the time runs out. 360 is 150, 180. No, it's 540 if I calculate it correctly. Okay, so there is some more time. Okay, I need to change course urgently before I run into more torpedoes. Change back course, at least that one seems to get slower. What is the battle doing? Okay, at least the Setsu seems to get away. We can slow it down further, just to make sure. Flooding is almost down as well. Let's slow it down to 3 knots, I hope. That should be enough. Mutsu was just out of ammo, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I mean my preparation has been a nightmare, if we're honest. My whole fleet was in mothballed or reserve force, because I guess it's too big for my budget. So I had to save as much as I possibly can. I have carriers here, and the carriers I think don't have air crews. So it's really, I saved as much as I possibly can to be able to finance building new ships. And I mean, I started scrapping a lot of, what was it, one of my battle cruisers that was sinking? Probably. Yeah, when I get the message that it's sinking, then it's mine. So I'm losing a battle cruiser as well, okay. Yeah, so let's put it this way. the Japanese Navy probably has never entered a war in a worse shape than it did today. And that's another ship down? Yeah, Suva was about to sink. Yeah, surprise attack. Fuji, yeah. Sinking. Which one is it? Okay, it's one of the 12-inch treaty battle cruisers. So it could be worse, but the problem is I don't have anything to replace it with. So yeah, not really an attractive outcome either. Okay, and I think much of their battleships have just disappeared into port before I could sink them. I guess there's some like a time limit that after this and that many minutes they can enter port, because there were at least two battleships here which just vanished into thin air, and that doesn't seem too fast. 18 knots, it's one of those ancient things, right? Well, actually not. It wasn't supposed to be this slow though. 23 knots, it has taken a lot of damage. Yeah, I wonder with what kind of disaster this attack will be in the end. And does it finally end? Come on, time run out. I never had that before, that I hoped my surprise attack will finally end. Tosa has sunk. Yeah. So those three are goners. Against Marat, a treaty battleship, a modern battleship. Yeah, that one looks like looks unhealthy too. Oh, it's another modern one. Well, okay, and 3 knots. 3 knots usually means it sinks. So I should have taken that one out as well. A carrier? God damn it! Hunt the carrier. They can't even target him yet, for whatever reason. Kill the carrier. Okay, I think that was the one that was already sinking. I mean, in the end, it's probably a win for me, because you get bonus points when you think. I think when you sink, is it 2 or 3 ships in the surprise attack? But my losses have been far too heavy. I mean, carriers without carrier planes, not being able to actually strike. And I can't even shoot the carrier. I have no idea why. Not being able to strike the ships you're supposed to strike in port is not really ideal. Okay, Mikasa is going down. At least another old crappy. Treaty ship. And they haven't been modernized either. So... yeah, and my Yamatos will come into service soon with 16 17-inch guns. And I think 3 of them can probably take on 5 or 6 of their battleships. Can you guys please kill that carrier, if possible? That one. Thank you. Don't even hit him yet. Okay, I thought it's 540 when the war ends. Or is it twice as much when it's in battle? Probably. Ah, nice. Now he's been hit by a torpedo. It's probably twice as much then. Otherwise it should be over by now. Okay, there. Carrier's being hit. Carrier's being hit. Unless it vanishes again. Where is it? Has it vanished? Yeah, it has vanished. No, there it is. Okay. Do they actually going to hit my Azuma? No, they were not. Okay. I think I should retreat now. On the other hand, my crippled ships will take ages to get out of harm's way. Okay, what is with the carrier? Where is it? There it is. Okay. That looks like a goner. 22,000 tons isn't the biggest though. And the Mikasa is down. Okay, it's becoming night. Let me see, do they still have torpedoes here? Some. Okay. Could they please charge it? Or do I actually have to order every single one of them into them? I'm not sure who's winning, to be honest. Okay, you guys charge in there, full speed. They're going 5 knots. You charge in there, go for that Svobodnaya Rossiya and fucking sink it. Okay? Oh, it's one single. Okay, I don't care. And what is he torping? The island. Okay. Now he's getting sunk. Okay. Yeah, why not? Where is he? He's calculating the course and the ship will be somewhere here, so he's shooting his torpedoes in the land. I really wished that game would allow for like an option to turn off the battle and have them just calculate it. Maybe allow you to select commanders, doctrine, whatever, like in War in the Pacific. Yeah, clusterfuck is like nice. Is an exaggeration. No, is an underestimation. Underestimation? No, that's not the wrong word. What is the opposite of an exaggeration? Understatement. Yeah, clusterfuck is an understatement. This is like a complete nightmare. No organization whatsoever. Probably lost more ships than the enemy, despite me doing a surprise attack. Whatever, I just want to get out now. Run, run. When is this battle finally ending? What are those guys still doing here? Do they have torpedoes? Some of them. No, they don't. Okay. Time limit reached. Okay. Japan major victory. That sounds good. I lost 3 battleships, 1 battle cruiser, destroyers I don't care about. They lost 2 battleships and 2 battle cruisers and 6 heavy cruisers. Okay, so basically the same number of battleships and battle cruisers, but they lost 6 heavy cruisers and 1 carrier. So I guess in that regard it is probably a win. Of that battleships, I think only 1 was a modern one. Yeah, and 1 was the Tosa class, which was my modern niche. I mean the one pre-treaty ship that actually had some firepower. Okay. Where is it? Yeah, that was the 1 modern. Mikasa was a pre-treaty. Yeah, treaty, a second treaty ship. Fuji was one of them. Tosa I'm really sad about. I kind of liked that one. It was a really big and powerful ship for its time. Extensively modernized too. Okay, but on the other hand, I suddenly have 14 billion surplus. I guess thanks to that scrapping, helped by the French, by the Russians, the Soviets. Yeah, they also lost a carrier, so in that regard it was a win. Far too costly though, but it was one. Okay, now we need to put on air groups on my carriers. Auto add aircraft. Fighter dive bomb, that doesn't look like a bad setup. And I guess suddenly my huge surplus will be gone again. And they are supposed to be my commerce radar, so they are going to be there as well, be supplied, and those are being sent to Yokosuka. Now which one do I want? Flying boat, yes, and fighter, yes, and I'll also increase the size of it. Okay. Wait, the first Yamato is already finished. Where is it? No, it isn't finished yet. I stopped one? Damn it. Oh yeah. 12 months, 1 more year until they are finally done. Okay. Okay. Mobilization is done, right? Yep. So those are for trade protection. Those are all dual purpose guns, right? Yeah. Okay. All the same values here, so it doesn't really matter which one I'm using. Trade protection. Trade protection. Okay. This is done now. The light carriers, I think I don't see them being used in any naval fleet engagement when I have regular carriers. I hope, at least. It's not like one of the mechanic system that I could have had light carriers, but now I don't have anything at all because I sent them to raid. But they will be used as radars. Okay, those 22. Let's send this one to Northern Europe. This one to the Mediterranean. This one can go to West Africa. Yeah, why not? This one, Indian Ocean, yes. Move ship. Southeast Asia. Let's put another one to North. No, maybe they can't support it all at once. Caribbean, yeah, well, Caribbean. South Pacific sounds like a better choice. Central Pacific. Okay. North Pacific would be another option. Okay. What is the fleet state? Okay, according to this, they don't have any battleships at all, but I only have one, so that can't really be quite accurate. No, they're all being... Okay, they've all been damaged, I guess. So I actually do only have that one. Oh, and that is a Yamato which was finished. Okay, good. So I can't invade Vladivostok, can I? Yeah, because it's home area. But I should be able to invade Petropavlovsk. They don't have any ships there either. That's the only thing I can invade there. Damn it. Not too useful. But let's see. Okay, have I done everything that is building up? Okay, I'm back into a deficit. Guess I need to stop it again. They all are being repaired. What about should I upgrade some of these obsolete ones? How many ships do they have left now? 9. Actually one more than me, but thanks to the Yamato I'm far superior in displacement. Okay, battle cruisers, I have 5. All of them, yeah, let's just do a repair. Turn and let's see, Boeing Fireball has entered service, okay. Oh yeah, I should check. Okay, more points for me. And they should be at war with those two as well, right? Cruiser action. Okay. Contact. I like that change, and it's a battle cruiser of mine that is fighting. That's good. Scout. Okay. And let's see what we can do here. Which battle cruiser is it? 26,000. So it's. I guess it should be one of that ancient ones, like from 1915 or so. And we are fighting. What is it? 45, 46. 46, 30-year-old battle cruiser. Well, let's see what that old boy can do. They seem to be running already. Why don't they open fire yet? And I don't think I can order them to, right? Yeah. Because it's unidentified, yeah. But we don't have ships here. So I actually have to close in to see them and allow them to open fire on me. Awesome. God damn it. And does it at least repeat fire? Return fire? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, now it does. Now they do. But it somehow seems I'm not... God damn it. You have to play it like a I don't know. Like every minute change course, and even then you're getting hit by torpedoes. And when would I ever hit them with torpedoes? limits flooding, so he's still flooding and I have to reduce speed. So I guess I could have just eaten them alive there, but thanks to that one torpedo, and of course that ship is from 1915 or something, so it doesn't have torpedo protection, and those are modern torpedoes, so I guess I can be happy if I survive at all after one hit. And I could have taken them out easily, I guess. Instead, that ship is fleeing and I have to hope I even get into port. All because I hate the micromanagement of like changing course every single turn, like every, what is it, minute or something. And even then you get hit. I guess the AI is cheating when it comes to itself and torpedoes, because I hardly ever hit them. There's one battle, 3 carriers too. Okay. Oh well, at least it survived. Okay. So how many ships now? That's a little more ships in service. Okay. Eleven carriers. Okay, money is pretty tight. 10 billion on naval aircraft, or is it 10 yearly budget of 700 billion? Oh, that sounds excessive. It's probably just million. I mean, the inflation wasn't that high at this phase. It was probably just 767 million yen. Anyways, 10 million then a month for the maintenance of those planes. That's a hell of a lot of money. What's my ship production doing? 11 turns till the next Yamato is done. And this one is still working up. But yeah, even though the deck armor seems a little thin, I think it should be fine. A lot of AA too. Yeah, but I guess we'll have to find out how this war with the Soviet Union develops, whether I can conquer Kamchatka, which is unfortunately everything I can even conquer there, and they don't even have oil, god damn it. We'll have to find out in the next episode, next time I'm streaming, because I see it's already 3.5 hours, and I think that's enough for now, and my throat is even getting sore from all the talking. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, please consider following, and till next time, I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.